What if the sun disappeared for 1 second? First of all, yes, just 1 second. Not a minute, not an hour, not forever. Just 60 frames of a standard YouTube video. Seems harmless, right? After all, you probably blink for longer than that and nothing bad happens. But in this case, your eyelids wouldn't be the problem. The entire solar system would. Let's start with the obvious. If the sun vanishes, so does its gravity. For 1 second, every planet, asteroid, and unfortunate satellite is no longer being pulled toward it. That means Earth, traveling at 30 kilometers per second in its orbit, will suddenly start moving in a perfectly straight line. Not for long, because after 1 second, the sun pops back into existence. Its gravity resumes, and we all get yanked back into orbit. Violently. Think of it like a roller coaster track, suddenly missing a piece, then magically reappearing while you're mid-air. Fun for no one, except maybe physicists. During that 1 second without gravity, the moon keeps moving too. But here's the fun part. The moon's orbit depends on Earth's gravity, and Earth's orbit depends on the sun's gravity. If those forces misalign even slightly, the moon's path changes. Maybe it comes a little closer to us, maybe it drifts away, or maybe, and I can't stress how bad this would be, the moon's new path intersects with Earth in the next few months. Congratulations, we just made our own apocalypse speed run. But what about light? The sun's light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us, so when it disappears for 1 second, we wouldn't notice right away. The darkness from that missing second would arrive 8 minutes later, like a cosmic delayed reaction. Imagine sitting outside, sipping coffee, and suddenly the whole world goes pitch black for exactly 1 second, then snaps back to daylight as if nothing happened. Except every animal on Earth now thinks the end times have arrived, and half the drivers on the highway have just rear-ended each other. Still, 1 second of no sunlight shouldn't freeze the planet. The air and oceans store heat, and you can't lose that much energy in such a short time. But physics has another trick. The sun disappearing also means its magnetic field and solar wind vanish. For that 1 second, Earth's magnetic shield against cosmic radiation is weaker, and a small but noticeable spike of high-energy particles could slam into the atmosphere. Not enough to roast us alive, but enough to mess with satellites, electronics, and maybe knock a few GPS systems offline. Somewhere, someone's self-driving car just drove into a lake. And then, there's the absurd part. If the sun vanishes, even for 1 second, the sudden stop of fusion in its core means nothing dramatic inside the sun. It would just resume burning as if nothing happened. But the math of that disappearing gravitational mass means the planet's orbits are now slightly altered forever. A millimeter here, a kilometer there. Fast forward a few million years, and maybe Earth's orbit crosses that of Mars. Or maybe we spiral into the sun early. 1 second today could mean goodbye in the very distant future. Now, if you're wondering, could this actually happen? The answer is no. Physics doesn't let massive objects just vanish and reappear. But if some cosmic trickster god decided to do it, the real nightmare wouldn't be the 1 second blackout. It would be the headlines the next day. Astronomers baffled as sun plays peekaboo with solar system. Stock market crashes after sun's 1 second disappearance. Scientists blame event on Large Hadron Collider. Public believes them. And, of course, the International Solar Committee would hold an emergency meeting, which, as you can imagine, would be way less funny when we realize the committee doesn't actually exist. Or, at least, it didn't until yesterday. So, the short answer? If the sun disappeared for 1 second, the world wouldn't end immediately. But it would never be quite the same again. And somewhere, deep in space, the universe would be laughing at us for thinking 1 second is too short to matter.